Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Spencer. I'm going to title this video on Dodge Caliber How To. All the Caliber models. People are check Caliber SRT4 forums. People were complaining about their flashlights not working in the back of the car. Complaining that the light's not working. Well, here's your problem. I'm going to show it to you right here. If I can get a good shot of this here. That's the battery right there. The side I'm showing you right now is the side of my battery that corroded. You can pull this out of the car. You pull it out of the flashlight. It's a Varta V500 HT. You can find it either on eBay, possibly Amazon, or you go to interstatebatteries.com. They showed it there for like $5 and change. I don't remember what if there was shipping or not. That's your cause of your flashlight not working. This right here, as I'm pointing to it, it actually corrodes on the inside of the battery, causing the battery itself to go out like this. Basically, excuse me. I'm gonna re-show you. The battery goes like this. It corrodes on the inside of the battery, so that explains why your flashlight no longer works. I didn't know why mine didn't work for the longest time. That's apparently what happened when I took it apart. I'm going to show you some suspension pieces here. I got this the other day. These are my shock spring isolators for the front of my '07 Caliber. I got to replace those. My shocks are shot. I'll show you that in a minute. These are going on top of the shock. Here's your bellows right here. You're going to put this down first over the shock. Slide this. You're going to put this on top of that, over the shock. Then you're going to put this piece here, which sits up here, which goes underneath the strut mount. The bolt sticks through this hole here. The shaft will stick through here with the bolt that goes up to your strut mount. I'll show you my shocks here in a minute. One second. These bastards are a little bit heavy. Here's my shocks I just got off eBay about a week ago. They're Sen shocks. I'm gonna try to move to show you a little better shot of it. Excuse the house, it's a bit of a mess, but fuck it. There's my new shocks. Sorry about the crappy camera work. That's my Sen shock I got off eBay. This is my sorry about the crappy camera work here. Sorry about that. I got off eBay. That's my passenger side strut for my Caliber. I got the driver's side sitting in the box right now. Also had a problem with my dash lights going out. I could not figure out the bulb. So I'm going to show you all here what this is. Come closer here. It's the bulb company that makes the bulb, and here's your part number, which is a 2162 bulb. I'm going to open the package here for y'all so you can see what's going on with this problem here. These are your little bulbs in this packet right here. These are all the bulbs that you get. I ordered 10 of them because you never know when you need them. I guess all vehicles use. It's a really tiny bulb. It looks like the socket is welded to the circuit. You just take the end of the wires and just bend it around the circuit thing, the bulb socket itself where it sits in. And there's a lot of people having a lot of problems with their Calibers. They can't figure out knocking coming from under the hood, which I've dealt with that already. Happens to be your alternator shaft is bent. It's causing the bearing to the shaft starts wobbling, doesn't go properly. So I'll get back to my suspension here. I did all my sway bars, did the sway bar bushings, I did my end links. That helped with the noise a little bit, but I gotta replace it with these bad boys. The shock's totally fucking dead, so you hit a bump, the car's like just doing whatever it wants to do, so you gotta fight the steering on this. We're gonna replace the shocks. Replace this bad boy right here put the new boot covers on. These are plastic. Got them for like $35.99, 35.95 or $36.95 for two of them. The shock I'm holding right here, I got two of these shocks for $62 off eBay. Free shipping, so that's not bad. Got these bad boys that fit on top of the spring for about $22 and change from a local auto parts store at Advanced Auto. It depends, state to state, varies. Different auto parts stores sell it for more or less, depending on which state you live in, depending on what kind of parts stores you have that are available towards you. So I'm gonna go see if I can get a better shot of this shock here. Go down. I'm gonna show up a little bit. There's the nut right there, and the shaft right here as I'm going down. That's where the bellow, this thing, these two things here, will sit here. I just ordered from the dealer the rubber piece that goes here for both sides. I got them for like $7.45 a piece for both pieces, which I really don't think that wasn't bad at all. So I was looking at the Mopar website, and they're like 20 and change with plus the shipping. They said it may vary dealer to dealer, state to state. And I gotta, like I said, I'm gonna do these two. I gotta figure out how to do these. My heated seat, there we go, it's the bulbs. Here's the part number. It's 2162, so you all can see it. Yeah, I gotta repeat, it's 2162. You can't really see the 6 that well on the box. So I just hope this vid helps people out with the suspension and everything. It's pretty much the same for the back, but the back is a pain in the ass because you got to take the interior panels off for the car carefully without cracking it to get the back shocks off. When you take the sway bar, go back to the front suspension, take the sway bar off, you got to get all the weight off the front suspension. You got to take your intake box off. You got to take your engine cover off, that little plastic piece that goes over the valve cover. You got to take that off so you can get to the bolts. That's the easiest way to do it, in my opinion. That's how I did it. So I did it with universals. I did it with a long extension. Excuse me. I don't have it with me to show you, but that's what you got to do to get the sway bar bushings off from the sway bar itself. End links are fairly easy. They come off. They bolt to the side. They go to the side of the shock. Shock absorber's got a little hole in the side of it where the bottom part bolts, and the other part just bolts up to the sway bar. Bottom part bolts to the sway bar. Excuse me. And the other part goes to the shock assembly itself on the bottom of the strut where you got your bolt. I don't know if it's going to be on this one or not. But this is just like here, this is just a general picture of it. It's not the actual thing. They just throw a picture of a shock on there. I know they do it a lot of auto parts. They'll throw like an picture of an alternator on there, and you're like, is that mine? And you're like freaking out. It's just the part. I'll get back to the alternator. I changed my power steering pump. Thought that I swear that was the problem. The knocking underneath my hood was that. I replaced it. Replaced that. Nothing. The noise came back, and I'm like, I started researching YouTube videos, and I found a video of a guy had the same exact problem I had. All the calibers are going to have it, from the 1.8 to the 2.4 turbo. It's gonna knock. It's gonna sound like the engine's knocking. It's not. It's your it's gonna be your shaft and your alternator, which is gonna cause the bearings to wear, and the shaft's just gonna start. Excuse the hand movement. That's just what I'm doing to show it. Basically, it vibrates out of place and causes the bearings to wear out. I've done all my did all my cooling hoses and everything. I did that. Placed all my cooling hoses. I found out I had a leak, and I didn't know where the leak was. I looked on top of my transmission, my thermostat housing was leaking. Apparently it had a crack, but when it cools off, I guess when it was hot, it closed the crack, but when it cooled off, it basically opened up, and there was coolant on top of my transmission. Also, I think it was leaking from the factory from my water pump, which I had replaced that because I replaced the alternator belt, which runs everything. That broke. I'm like, crap. I just saw my light came on for the heat, car reading, so I put the car in neutral, shut the car off, got it home, was able to look at it. Apparently, from the time I had the car, from when it was new, the gasket from the fucker, I can't even think right now. Sorry. The water pump was leaking from the time I got the car. It was slowly leaking because every time I got a bill when I brought it in for an oil change, I noticed that there was a service on the coolant. They kept adding coolant to the overflow. It was leaking from day one. So, just this past time, it went off and everything. So, it finally just, when the belt snapped, water pump stopped. It blew the gasket out completely. Luckily, I had the water pump already. So when I got home, I put the old belt back on, which was still good. Put the new water pump on, put everything back on, checked for leaks. What sucks about the car as well too, I don't know why they did this, but when I took my thermostat housing off, I looked. You have two thermostats. I don't know why. It looks like it's got two thermostat sensors on it for the coolant temperature. One on top and one by the intake. By the intake somewhere on the left-hand side of your intake manifold. I don't know why they did that, but it sucks, but I guess that's what they did. I don't know why they did it. All you really need is one thermostat. But I guess the one just lets the coolant go through to get hot. Then it opens up the secondary, which goes through your heater core, which is in the inside of the car. The heater core is by your sorry about that. The heater core is by your steering. So if you look by your intake box, back of it you see two little hoses like this going to the firewall. Back there is your heater core thingamabob. Hope this vid helps everyone. Thanks for, please comment, rate. If you got any questions you need to ask me, feel free and I'll get back to you. Thanks for checking the vid out. Bye.